to welcome you to the mid-year budget review edition of JN Interactive. Let's set the mood for today's show.
The system is very bad, and whatever we ask, they say free SHS. We are hungry, free SHS. Work is not going on, free SHS. Armed robbery, free SHS. Anything you ask, they say free SHS. How can free SHS solve everything? One district, one factory, now it's one junction, one baller.
Now, you know how to join the conversation. It's on facebook.com/joynewsontv. On Twitter, it's at Joy News on TV. And on WhatsApp, the number is 0244466606. Now, it started with a post from Gabriel Asari Ochredako asking whether Ghanaians are willing to pay more taxes. Then the post caught fire. Many people expected VAT increase. That did not happen. Rather, Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta announced that we have to pay 2.5% to support the National Health Insurance Fund and the GET Fund. Now, Deputy Minority Leader James Aveji says government is trying to play smart. He said government has increased VAT through the back door. Let me take your views on this.
It's boils down to the same thing, and it's a way of ensuring the accountability. Now you know that 2.5% goes to GET Fund, 2.5 goes to NHIS, and you have the remaining 12 going straight into VAT. So it's good. Honestly, like, I've seen people making the argument that it's a VAT increase in disguise, but I don't see that. The math doesn't add up. It still might add up to the old thing, 17.5.
Those divisions also will help, because I think 2.5 is even not enough. We should take at least 3 or 4% to the NHIS. It will generate enough revenue to also support their growth, because looking at the stories around, it seems the NHIS is going down, is getting broke.
Look, this one they said tax-free, and you go and buy it, you tell 1,500. You understand? When you say, they said, oh, they have increased things, so it's good. That's for them, they have to pay more, because we are paying more for them. You understand? When you go to Dubai, it's cheaper. You come here, they say, you're too more, but at the end of the day, there is no any VAT on it, so they have to put it so that we pay. We still need money to repair. Look at our gutters. Look at our drainages.
I think that is the best and the smartest economist I've ever seen, the minister. If you are able to separate it this way, it means that evading that tax is going to be very difficult. That is the idea.
All right, let's check out some comments you've been posting. We're trying to get that on Facebook, but on WhatsApp, I'll start with this one. He didn't add his name. He said, the big boys don't pay taxes. Such a country. Politicians fix tax rates for the poor to pay so they can increase their salaries. And this one is coming from who? He also didn't add the name. Please add your names when you send the message. He says, oh, so he's still talking about relationships. Okay, so he says those divisions won't help us. Let it be at where it is. Nobody asked them to promise us a lot. NPP, we are tired of you. And let's take this one. Mulumba from WA says these people are confusing the ordinary Ghanaian with economic terminologies, but they can't confuse us. This increment is disguised. Let's be truthful. Sometimes the government is doing well and should be commended, but when they are wrong, we must query them. All right, let's check out some messages on Facebook.
All right, so we have Apia Kusi saying, Rawlings, your boss introduced firing squad to kill corrupt officials so that we wouldn't perish. So stop. It's injustice and sinful to you as NDC. And Baba Wala says, because you have not been able to comprehend who said to move to production suggests no one will be taxed. Jim Forson says, okay. Jim Forson says, oh, backdoor VAT increase NPP, what a shame. Samuel Fosu says, do you fulfill promises within 1.5 years? Let's hear something better and stop the jokes. Fafe Donko says the NDC should not be insisting on a government fulfilling electioneering promises. Didn't they promise one-time premium payment of the NHIS? Then came Better Ghana. At the time they exited power in January 2017, Ghana was at the brink of extinction. The latest gimmick was a Commander Sugar Factory has a packet of sugar being produced. Oine Bakwesi says, you have been disgraced, gentlemen. Shame on you. You don't have anything to make noise about. Clifford Ajay says, you promised better Ghana, and what did you leave us with after 8 solid years?
All right, so this post leads me to another contentious tax, because if you earn 10,000 cedis, you have to pay 35% income tax, meaning you will take home 6,500 cedis. Wow, that's biting. But that's not all, because if you are fortunately or unfortunately driving a vehicle with 3.0 engine capacity, you will pay more tax. Government calls that luxury vehicle tax. What if you already bought the car before the new tax was introduced? Many questions begging for answers. But how does this come across to you?
If you are not full, you won't go and buy a car worth of billions of dollars. So they should put that tax on those luxurious cars so that they'll get money to fix we the Zungu communities, we the poor. You go to the northern region, you see how people are suffering. So we need that money to fix the roads, street lights, build hospitals, police station, all those things we need it. So where are we going to get that money? It's from those taxes, from the luxurious cars.
One thing that I think they should have looked at critically is it's not just about the luxurious cars per se, but the exemptions they give to most of these are politicians. That's where the problem is, because if a parliamentarian should bring a Porsche car and he knows that he's going to bring it at a particular cost, he's encouraged to even bring the cars in the name of other relatives. He's going to be exempted from those taxes.
For a person to get the capacity to buy a 3.0 engine car, it means that the person is wealthy. So applying a small tax margin for the person to help develop the country, I think is in the right direction, and to help the country generate enough revenue to also support our growth.
For me, I'm going to buy Tico because I don't want any trouble. I really don't want any trouble.
So you have a 3.0, but you want to go and buy a Tico.
It's not even up to 3.0, Joe. Let's check out the messages. Okay, before we get to that, let me check those on WhatsApp, the messages on WhatsApp. And this one is coming from Sedem from Liberia. He says the taxes are too much. And he's saying that he thinks this one should start from 4.0 liters and not 3.0. And this one is saying, this is a gargantuan budget to Israel. And this is coming from Henry. But is Israel the one who did this? Mulumba says only the rich can buy V8 cars. This is a move in the right direction. They should tax them. I must add that they will save more if a law is passed that will ban parliamentarians from driving V8 in and around Accra. Let's check out the messages.
So Bean Danjima says, please, I want to know which new cars are we talking about? The home use cars are for the poor people. Is it part of the tax? They can add all to the new cars that are coming in the country. NPV have no pity for the poor, and they can steal. Eric Afo says, still poor will pay. Victor says, don't worry, 2020 is waiting. Epiakuzi says, they wanted to be only sitting behind luxurious steering. The reason why Rawlings increased taxes on imported vehicles till today. Mustafa says, these were the very people who promised us that when voted into power, they would change the John Mahama's taxation to production because Ghana is rich. To quote Akufo-Addo, we can't sit on wealth and be poor. Where have all the resources gone to all of a sudden? Sheriff Suleimana says, I am personally overwhelmed by the introduction of that levy as it seeks to raise revenue wisely to fund government expenditure in the sense that it identified and taxes the haves in the society at the expense of the haves not. And that I find laudable and praiseworthy.
But one argument I've heard people put up is the fact that people are driving, it's not all the 3.0 cars that are luxury vehicles. If you live in an area where the roads are bad, you're compelled to, stress yourself out to buy a vehicle that can stand that road. But if you're going to be taxed, all right, so let's take this video. And Honorable Rikopoko MP for Snafo South, we greet you.
If you assume that the fish is in one place and that if they want to spawn, they'll just come to the shore to do it and go away, that assumption is inaccurate.